Shoot the front end and the back end.
The experience was great, and what's crazy about that is this time around, it was like, all right, we older now. There's more skills involved. It's like, all right, now let's see how it's gonna go this time. And when I got
So here's the situation that just broke the boxing internet. Teofimo Lopez caught wind of some underground sparring footage, and his response about Shakur Stevens getting dropped by Keyshawn Davis has completely blown up. The WBO super lightweight king went absolutely nuclear when he heard what went down behind closed doors at that training session, and now his reaction is sending shockwaves through boxing just weeks before their January.
Who surprised me?
Yes.
Was Teofimo Lopez.
Okay.
Teofimo, I think I seen this like 2 days or a day after the situation.
His last fight, Cepeda. His last fight. You don't know how many people are talking about him?
Multiple gym sources are saying Shakur got caught clean by a devastating shot from his so-called brother Keyshawn Davis during what was supposed to be light work to help both guys get ready for their upcoming fights.
Shakur, he said that the training, you know, he probably did too much training for that fight that caused him injuries. So a lot of these fighters kind of don't understand. It's like, yeah, you got to put in the work, right? Yes, you got to put in the miles, you got to put in the conditioning, everything. But at the same time, you also got to listen to your body.
Word is Teofimo hit social media immediately, with posts that had fans rolling on the floor while asking serious questions about whether Shakur can handle the biggest moment of his career. One source says Teofimo dropped something like this. Wait, hold up. The dude who thinks he's beating me just got slept by somebody he won't even fight because they're brothers? Explain that to me. The post exploded across every platform with fans going crazy in the comments, begging to see the actual footage and wondering if this mess is going to get in Shakur's head before the Lopez showdown. But what really happened in that gym and why Teofimo is celebrating so hard tells a much deeper story about a rivalry most people never knew existed.
Whatever they had going on, but Keyshawn kind of punched them, but it was a heated moment at the time. And when Keyshawn did, I think Teo, from my point of view, I felt like it was time for Teo to do something. Do something at that point in time. Somebody just punched your dad.
Before we get into the knockout details and Teofimo's savage trolling, we need to understand what's been brewing between these three fighters that makes this whole thing even wilder. Right before this sparring story surfaced, boxing insiders picked up on something weird happening between Shakur and Keyshawn on social media. These two, who constantly talk about being brothers and swear they'd never fight each other for any money, were spotted training at the same Newark facility. Gym sources tell a completely different story than the happy family act that Shakur and Keyshawn put on for everyone else.
You already know. I promise you already. Teo better be working. Cause I promise you I put in so much work this camp. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm just checking in with y'all real quick, letting y'all know. Better back.
One trainer who won't go on record explained it like this. The vibe got weird the second both of them walked in. Sure, they're boys, but they've got huge egos, and there's always been this thing between them about who's actually the better fighter. This tension apparently exploded during what should have been controlled technical work to get Shakur ready for Teofimo's speed and power. Boxing experts think the beef between Shakur and Keyshawn has been simmering for years because they're both elite talents fighting for the same attention and the same big opportunities. Sources say they had heated arguments about how hard to go before they even touched gloves, with Keyshawn wanting to turn up the heat way more than Shakur wanted, especially with the Lopez fight so close.
What made you mention my name in that interview? Just a question. You said Crawford will beat me. It's just an opinion. I don't like it. I hope you respect that part. I respect it. I'm not saying Pedraza's gonna beat you. Nah, I ain't say that. Because you know that's not gonna happen.
People who know the situation say there was this moment where Keyshawn told the training staff something like this. If he's trying to beat Teofimo, he better get used to real pressure right now. I'm not here babying him and making him feel comfortable. This is the fight game. That comment apparently set everything in motion for what became one of the most talked about sparring sessions ever and the knockout that shocked everyone. The craziest part of this whole mess is what multiple witnesses say actually went down during the session that led to the knockout. Sources who were there say the first few rounds looked normal, with both guys feeling things out and working on specific stuff.
I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy, like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in the ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Someone close to the situation broke it down like this. Shakur was doing his typical hit and move routine, working on his positioning for the Teofimo fight. Keyshawn was staying patient, digging body shots, just regular sparring work, nothing insane. But everything shifted in what sources call the fourth round, when things got heated after what some describe as a hard shot from Shakur that nailed Keyshawn right on the chin. The moment apparently flipped a switch in Keyshawn, who people think felt disrespected by the power behind that punch during what was supposed to be controlled work.
He said something like,
"Hey guys, I think it's very important for us to really think about Keyshawn Davis and his situation. I know personally that he's going through it mentally, and how I know this is because I was there. I've been there. I'm pushing the best for Keyshawn Davis. God willing, he finds."
What came next has the entire boxing world going crazy, with different witnesses telling slightly different versions of exactly what happened. But everyone who saw it agrees that Keyshawn landed a brutal left hook to the body, then immediately followed with a right hand upstairs that put Shakur on the canvas hard. One source who claims they watched the knockout described it exactly like this. "It was lightning fast. Keyshawn buried that body shot deep, and when Shakur's guard dropped for just a second, that right hand came over the top like a truck. Shakur hit the deck hard and the entire gym went dead quiet."
Can Tio adjust to the point where he beat Shakur?
Yeah.
You don't see how? Shakur hates slick and economic boxers. So does Tio. They both hate where each other are. Shakur looks great against volume punchers.
Multiple sources describe what happened after the knockout as extremely heated, with Shakur's team shutting everything down immediately and some serious words getting thrown around between both camps. Fans have been losing their minds on social media about these reports, with emotions going through the roof across the boxing community. One fan posted this: "If this actually happened and Shakur really got dropped by Keyshawn in sparring, Teofimo is going to demolish him. That's going to mess with your head right before the biggest fight of your life. Will Teofimo knock out Shakur? Absolutely not."
Fighters, I think that he did some great things against them guys. I seen a lot of weaknesses in his game too, and something that he said earlier, he said, Tio never lost to a southpaw. Well, I never lost to an orthodox. So it ain't no different, but
the difference is you never fought no elite fighter.
Okay, I don't think y'all did.
Another person responded with obvious doubt. "I'm not buying any of this until somebody shows me actual video. People always make up sparring stories to build hype for fights. Let me see the footage or it never happened." However, Shakur supporters have been jumping to defend their guy, pointing out that sparring knockdowns happen to everybody and don't mean anything about how an actual fight goes.
Never.
Either Teofimo, I guess.
Yeah, senior.
Every fight
Got it,
is
senior.
every fight is a different version.
Senior, tell him we talking to senior. We
fight
ain't
is a
talking to
different
little dude over here. Senior,
Fight
look.
is a different.
One loyal fan stated this: "Even Mike Tyson got dropped in sparring before." This doesn't mean anything at all. Shakur is still gonna school Teofimo and prove he's on another level from everyone at 40 pounds. This split among fans shows a bigger truth in boxing. When private training stories go public, people believe whatever fits what they already think. The timing of this knockout situation has people throughout the boxing world asking serious questions, especially since it happened so close to Shakur's fight with Teofimo Lopez.
A lot of people are probably surprised they took. Now, a lot of people will say style-wise, Teddy, style-wise, is this gonna be a great fight? I don't know if it will. I mean, style-wise, I can see you having a little reservations, you know, whether or not these guys will make for dynamite, they will make, you know, for electricity.
I want to prove myself, but I also want these guys to fight each other too. You know, I want these guys to prove that they that too. I'm not gonna be I can't be the only.
The sparring session reportedly went down in late October, which means Shakur was entering the critical part of his camp, where fighters usually dial back sparring intensity to stay healthy. Many people find it really strange that Shakur would be taking hard sparring this close to such a huge fight, and some are questioning why anyone let Keyshawn get involved at all.
Yo, but I was cheering for you, bro.
Who you? Ain't you?
I was cheering for you.
You were?
Yeah, for sure.
I bet.
I wanted you to win so I could be the person who beat you.
What's the issue between you and
For
Bud?
sure.
I'm gonna give you your first loss.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I promise you you're not.
Boxing analyst Max Kellerman recently talked about sparring intensity before big fights in general. Smart fighters protect themselves in the final weeks of camp. You don't need to prove anything to sparring partners. You save that energy and fire for fight night when it actually counts. Sources close to Teofimo's camp say they were absolutely loving it when they heard rumors about the knockout, seeing it as a mental edge going into their January battle.
In this fight, saying that you got more to prove and that the lights is too bright for you. What do you feel about that?
Man, I don't believe in pressure. Pressure either make diamonds or bust pipes. And at the end of the day, I'm a diamond, so I've been shining my whole career. It's not gonna stop now.
Someone connected to Lopez's team shared this. Teofimo was cracking up for like 10 minutes straight when he first heard about it. He kept saying this guy got knocked out by someone he's too scared to actually fight, and now he thinks he can beat me? It was hilarious. But some insiders think Teofimo's public celebration might be too early and could end up motivating Shakur to come out even more focused and dangerous.
Crazy, man. He talks crazy about black people. He talk crazy about Puerto Ricans. Man, he gonna pay for it. He gonna pay for it January 31st. It's time. It's time to show him what the level is. I don't think he realized what the level is, so I can't wait to show him.
Shakur doesn't look good. That's when they say he's born. The thing is, Teofimo Lopez is an excellent fighter. He beat Josh Taylor and Lomachenko. How did he beat Lomachenko? By being patient. Y'all sleeping on Teo. And it's at 140. Now the thing what's wrong with Teo is Teo also looks good as a counter puncher when you are a volume puncher too. Another thing is Teo.
The situation gets even messier because of what boxing fans are calling the brother card that Shakur constantly plays to duck fighting Keyshawn. Social media has been absolutely brutal, pointing out how crazy it is that Shakur got knocked out by the same guy he claims to love too much to fight professionally. Based on viral conversations happening everywhere, fans see this as exposing what they think is Shakur's real reason for avoiding the Keyshawn fight. One popular boxing voice shared their take. Let's keep it real about what happened here. Keyshawn just showed everybody exactly why Shakur doesn't want that smoke for real. The brother excuse sounds nice, but this sparring knockout tells the actual story. These comments have blown up online with thousands of fans agreeing that the knockout exposes Shakur's true feelings about facing Keyshawn in a real fight.
You know, Shakur is a very talented, skillful, technique fighter.
Yeah.
You know, can't take anything away from it. However, scared to get hit. Scared to get knocked out in front of the world. Scared to get touched up in front of the world.
Are you saying that off of the last fight or just...
Look, it's different when the lights are on and everything's on the line. Teofimo has been especially loud about this angle, using it as weapons in his ongoing mental warfare against Shakur. Before their huge clash, sources say Lopez made comments during private training sessions like this. How are you gonna beat me when your own brother just knocked you out? And you're too scared to even make that fight official because you know what happens when it's for real. This attack has connected with huge parts of the boxing fan base, who have questioned Shakur's willingness to take the most dangerous fights available.
I respect him so much as a person after he done,
In general, maybe the most savage part of Teofimo's trolling has been his social media game to completely destroy Shakur's confidence and public image. Sources tracking Lopez's online activity say he's been posting carefully planned messages designed to maximize the psychological damage from the sparring knockout story. One particularly brutal post that sources claim came from Teofimo's account had a simple message: training going great, nobody in my camp putting me to sleep, different levels.
The things that Teofimo is coming out with, I don't think Shakur knows even what to say or reply to it. You know, I wouldn't even want to repeat the stuff that he's saying, but he's making some really, really fruity comments. But I suppose that's one way to get in your opponent's head.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was like, It was all him that day. The post sent fans into a frenzy, with engagement numbers exploding as people argued about whether Teofimo crossed the line or was just doing standard pre-fight mind games. Boxing social media has been taken over by discussions about Lopez's trolling approach, with experts analyzing whether this strategy will backfire or give him an advantage. One sports psychologist who works with combat sports athletes said this: "Public embarrassment can go two ways. Either it crushes your opponent's spirit and they come in hesitant and scared, or it fires them up and they come out like a completely different beast." What makes Teofimo's approach so effective is his ability to make these attacks look playful and entertaining instead of desperate or worried.
I like Lomachenko.
You just objected. You want to tell him how much you like him again? I think you like him. You keep telling him.
Objection. What?
Tell everyone.
False accusation.
You got a thing, right? It's okay.
Accusation.
We'll
I
accept you.
can't wait to beat this clown, bro. This dude is a clown.
Focus on me.
Sources say his team has carefully planned every post and comment to keep the image of a confident champion who's entertained rather than threatened by his challenger. The bigger picture of this situation goes way beyond just Teofimo and Shakur's personal beef and upcoming fight. This incident has brought back conversations about sparring culture, the brother excuse in boxing, and whether fighters should answer for what happens behind closed doors. Some experts think high-profile athletes face risks that most people never think about, from leaked training videos to stories from gym insiders that can hurt reputations.
Electricity? I don't know if they will, but I tell you what they will make for. Two skillful fighters, two talented fighters, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete in the sweet science.
Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has stayed quiet about this specific incident, but has talked before about the challenges of keeping training camp details private in the social media era. Sources say promotional teams are walking a tightrope between creating interest in the fight and not wanting to publicly confirm stories that could potentially damage one of their fighters.
The fight between Stevenson and Lopez, what fight? Who wins that? Lopez. You think Stevenson? Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him, I've had him on the pod, he bangs hard. He's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is.
One industry insider shared their view. Everybody knows, sparring stories get blown up or completely invented all the time. But once something goes viral, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. The story becomes reality in fans' minds. Meanwhile, Keyshawn Davis has stayed mostly quiet about the entire situation, refusing to confirm or deny the knockout reports when media tries to reach him. Some see his silence as proof that something big happened, while others think it's just professional respect about private training business.
What about Shakur Teo?
On that one right there, I feel like that's going to be a good fight as far as skill-wise, as far as Shakur actually being there with somebody who got some finesse and can punch. Outside of just being a puncher, he can actually box the fight.
As the boxing world tries to figure out this controversy and everything it means, the biggest question still doesn't have an answer from anyone with real proof. Did Shakur Stevenson really get knocked out by Keyshawn Davis in sparring? And if it happened, how will it affect his performance against Teofimo Lopez? The reality is that without video proof or official statements from the fighters themselves, most of this story lives in rumor and speculation territory, fueled by gym insiders. But the fact that multiple independent sources are all saying something dramatic happened can't be completely ignored either.
The things that I learned from every fighter that I face to now put it on display against Shakur Stevenson. And that is what I'm looking more forward to than anything else. Everybody else, listen, it's just horse.
What we know for sure is that Teofimo Lopez has grabbed this opportunity to completely control the pre-fight story and put Shakur in defense mode. Whether this mental warfare actually works in the ring on January 31st is still unknown, but Lopez has clearly won the battle for public opinion. Right now, Shakur Stevenson has to focus all his energy on getting ready for the biggest fight of his career, while dealing with the mental challenge of knowing his opponent is using this sparring incident and embarrass him publicly. As the fight gets closer and more details possibly come out about what really happened in that Newark gym, we can only hope the truth eventually surfaces. Hopefully, both fighters can move past this controversy and deliver the elite-level performance that boxing fans deserve when they finally face each other in the ring. The sport needs this fight to live up to its potential, no matter what may or may not have happened during a private sparring session months ago. That wraps things up for now. For the best updates on news, moments, events, and action in the boxing world, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you get alerted when we drop quality content like this. Until next time, peace out.